All right. Hey everyone. Welcome to another video of the Brass Goblin Reloading channel. This video I am going to go over probably one of the most important tools that you'll need to start reloading. Before you buy anything else when you start reloading, you will need to buy some kind of reloading book. I don't care if it's Hornady, Lee Precision, um, Hodgdon. I'm not sure if RCBS has one or Lehman has one. Um, Look, it doesn't matter. Whichever book you get, they're not necessarily better or worse than the others. Um, but I highly recommend if you are, if you want to start reloading, the first thing you'll need to get is a reloading book. Now, this is the Hornady Handbook of Cartridge Reloading, 11th edition. This cost me $38.39, as I will show you right here. Okay, so moving on. Now that you gotten the price, let's go ahead and I guess do a quick overview of the book. All right, so this is pretty much, so here's the foreword, acknowledgement, and introduction, right? And then it'll go straight into the, here, let me see if I can adjust this table real quick. Okay, so it'll give you table of contents, right? So there's heritage and vision, reloading, bullet accuracy, basics of reloading, right? It'll give you different types of bullets. It'll talk about, all of this right here. And then on this page, it'll give you reloading step by step, tips and techniques, all of that. Very knowledgeable. Okay, and the next page, they go to the meat and potatoes of the book, which is pretty much the rifle data and handgun data. It'll start right here, and it'll start with the lowest number, right? It'll go by the number. So 1 is first, and it'll go down. It's kind of weird. You just gotta slowly look for whichever caliber that you're gonna need to reload. All right, and then once you get that, it'll move over to the handgun data, which is right there. Which is weird that 223 Remington is there, but I don't know. It might be a totally different thing. Anyway, so okay, and then at the end it'll give you the chart and conversion, and then it'll give you an illustrated glossary. All right, so first part is the history. All right, okay, gives you all the delicious history of the Hornady company. Okay, and these are the different bullets that it'll tell you, gives you like detailed information of what each bullet does and all of that. It also gives you an illustration, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, and then once you are past the bullets, the different bullet types and different choices and all of that stuff, page 61 is where it starts reloading step-by-step process, right? And you keep going. Okay, and it'll give you like, pretty much like a summary of each step, with pictures and stuff, you know, for dummies like me. And they also got good examples on primers, you know, like this right here is what happens when you don't pay attention. And this primer is upside down. So this should be facing inside. It should be flipped. It should be facing inside, but it's not. I've actually done this a couple times. And I will show you a video on what to do if you make this mistake, because sometimes it happens, especially with the priming tool that I have. Sometimes for some reason the primer is like, it's supposed to be upright like that, right? Like if you're looking at it to reload, if you're looking down, it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to show the inside part, right? And then all you have to do is just like squeeze it, and it'll jam the it'll jam the primer in there. But for some reason it flips upside down, and you end up doing that. So if you're not paying attention, that's what's gonna happen. You gotta pay attention. So that's another video for another day. Anyway, so it gives you a very summarized, you know, thing of what to do. Very detailed. Gives you different dyes and information, tips, and, you know, techniques and all of that. So it's cool. This part I didn't really know, but apparently they have a ballistics app. Which I'm gonna have to check that out. Hopefully I'll be able to record that too. But we'll see. And then this page here is the bullet guide. So we'll list all the abbreviations and what they are, you know, and it'll give you what type of target you need to use it for. So, you know, so here's the different ones. As you can see, these are varmints, small games, and then I think it gradually goes up depending on the bullet. See? Now, the one thing I did notice about this book, and it's because Hornady is a reloading / ammo company, you're not going to see reloading data on other type of bullets. Like if you have a Speer or Nosler, you know, just as quick examples, anything like that, you're not going to see reloading data specifically for that. But you can still apply it to this because the measurements should all be the same as far as like grain weight and all of that. It should be the same. So, you know, like today I loaded Spears, Speer TNT hollow points, 125 grain. They're not as long as far as the length. They're not as long, but the width is still the same. And because the width is still the same, you can still use the same, you can still apply the same reloading data as these. I haven't had any problems with them so far, as far as shooting them, because I've shot a few of them just to see where it went. I just never recorded it, which is why next week I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to record going to the range and showing you the differences between the Speer TNT HP and the Hornady 125 FMJs. Like I said, they're both the same grain weight. They're both 125 grains. One's hollow point, one's FMJ, which is full metal jacket. And I'm going to do two different loads from Little Gun. One's going to be 17.3. The other one is 18.7 grains. Same powder, little gun powder. All right, so moving on. So now here's the reloading. Okay, now going to the most common, excuse me, most popular, I won't say most popular, yeah, most common is the 556 NATO. Okay, it'll give you a picture image of what the measurements should be. It'll give you an overview, like a history of how the 556 came to be. It's just a very brief summary of it. And then it go from the lightest grain to the heaviest, which in 556 case it's not really all that much, because the lightest is 55 grains and the heaviest, I believe that's it with the heaviest. Oh, never mind, it goes up to 80, 88, 90, and that's it. Heaviest grain you're going to get with the 556 is going to be a 90 grain 8-tip match bullet. And so if we're going to go over, it'll give you the sectional density, what the diameter is. Here's the col, which is case overall length, and that's the overall length they need to be. So from, if it gives you 2.39, we're going back to that page. Okay, so from this end to whatever the bullet, let's say the bullet's like right here, that from here to here, that measurement has to say 2.39 inches using a caliper. And each grain will be different, okay? Because even though the grain weight is the same and the width is the same, the higher the grain, the longer the bullet's going to be. So the maximum case overall length is going to be different. I shouldn't say maximum, but the case overall length specific to the grain of the bullet is going to be different for each. So give you an example, the 55 grain is going to be 2.20. Okay, if we go down to 60 grain, it's going to be 2.25, and then this one is going to be slightly more, oh, actually it's going to be slightly less, 2.229. Huh, interesting. And then see, here's 2.225, right? Okay, and then I'll explain the different powders. All right, so the powders, it goes by the highest or the fastest burn rate, all right, to the slowest. Now, every caliber is different as far as what powders you can use, and depending on the powder as well. Generally, with the faster burning powders, you have less options, because faster burning powders make more pressure, so you're going to have less options. So your maximum that you can't exceed, which is always going to be marked in red, right? So all of these first three, you need to not exceed 3,100 FPS or feet per second. But for other ones, like these, or like the slower ones, you can go ahead and, that's weird, they listed it like this too, because usually they go by the fastest burning rate to the slowest, but for some reason they put the IMR 8208 down here, and then they also put the Power Pro varmint down here too. So weird, man. So weird how they listed the 556 differently. Anyway, so you know, normally it goes by the highest burn rate to the lowest, and you can generally tell because the lowest burn rates give you more options because they create less powder compared to the higher burn rates. So you can often load more, right? So for these, it's telling you can't exceed 24.1, 24.2, or whatever. But these, you can go all the way up to 25. In some cases, you can go up to 27. You know, like the more you can do, that's how you can kind of generally tell. The more grains you can do, those are the slower burning powders, meaning that they'll create less pressure from the gas. All right, so I'm gonna move on, and it's like this is the meat and potatoes of the book. It's a reloading book after all. So and then once we pass all this, it will go to the different conversion and charts and stuff, and it'll give you all of this. And it'll give you different dyes that you can use, what dye set you can use, and all of this stuff. But if you go into Lee Precisions, that's the stuff that I use. Lee Precisions, they have something called a Lee Pacesetter dye set. I'm not sure if Hornady has one or not. I never really bothered to look, but I went with Lee Precision. I know it's kind of weird that I use Hornady reloading book, but I don't use Hornady dyes. I use the Lee Precision, dye set and the reloading tools. I don't know how I came about that. Anyway, so it gives you the different dye sets here and what type of bullets you use and all that fun stuff. And then over here is the illustrated glossary, right? So it goes by alphabetically, it'll give you, the different terms that they use, and it'll give you illustrations on everything. It's very cool. This book is really good. So that's pretty much it. Once you get to the back, it has different notes pages that you can write on and stuff, but I don't use that for notes. But that's pretty much it. And I hope this helps as far as handbooks are concerned. But like I said, if you want to start reloading, you need to get yourself a reloading book. Now, if you made it this far, because this has probably been the longest video that I've done for this channel, if you made it this far, what I'll do is whoever DMs me on my Instagram page, which I believe I have it listed on my channel. If not, then I'll take a look and I'll make that happen. But if you want this book, DM me. You don't have to pay anything. You just tell me where you want me to send it, and I will send it to you. Because to be honest, I don't really use this book anymore, and I figured it would do me good to, or I guess, as far as karma is concerned, I guess, to give this book away. Because to be honest, I don't use it, and it's not because I don't like it or whatever. I just I like the way that the Hornady book is formatted more. It's a little bit more clear to me. This one, to me, it's not as clear, but it does have good information all the same. So if you made it this far in the video, I applaud your patience, because I know I have a habit of rambling on and ranting. So if you did make it this far, whoever DMs me first on Instagram, I just send me your a good place where you can receive mail, and I will send it to you if you're interested. Well, anyways, thank you for listening to this video. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps as far as the tools of the trade that you'll need. These books will tell you a little bit more detail on what you need to do, but regardless, I'll make more videos about different tools that I use, and hopefully it'll give you a good foundation. All right. Until next time, folks. Bye.